In the first scene of the film, Dr. Voyan has developed an experiment in which he offers couples $5 million in exchange for spending 50 days in a spotless chamber. The prize drops to $1 million if one of them departs. Mike believes they've been really fortunate to locate this home, and Kate believes it's the second chance they deserve. Both of them anticipate easy money. They investigate the location after hearing the AI voice remind them of the regulations. Additionally, the room has automated lighting that changes to signal the arrival of dawn, afternoon, evening, and night. When morning arrives, they take a shower together, toss their clothing into the laundry chute in the bathroom, and receive extremely basic pajamas in return. Mike looks at the clock as Kate enjoys meditation. Mike finds it difficult to think optimistically when he can't even get a good night's sleep, despite Kate's constant reminders to keep his eyes off the clock and focus on the goal. Mike tries working out, primarily running, while Kate is meditating. They engage in dancing, hand-clapping activities, and Marco Polo together. After a few weeks, something eventually changes as Mike discovers a bug that has infiltrated the room. Mike tries to feed it some of the meal shake, but as soon as he drips some droplets on the floor, the AI voice reminds them that food can only be utilized for consumption by the participants. Mike decides to press the button to open the door when Kate informs him that the AI voice doesn't appear to be two-way and that she has already attempted to use it. An argument is started by this. Kate then tries to leave the conversation, but she treads on the bug in the process. Mike pouts in a corner for the remainder of the day. Even if he deducts $100,000 from their award, Mike will still only ask for one dessert because each of them is allowed to have two. He gets a single green crayon as his treat because Kate disapproves of it. Mike uses the walls as his canvas. Mike agrees to draw Kate when she asks him to, after they've been watching him for a while. But he finds realistic portraits uninteresting. Therefore, he won't paint them. Mike irritates Kate by drawing until there are no more crayons left and by leaving green stains on the floor, the towel, and the bathroom. Subsequently, Kate expresses regret for her behavior and says that, although this is more difficult than she anticipated, they still have 20 days remaining. Days passed in dullness until Kate wakes up one morning to discover a gun in the restroom. The AI won't let them put anything other than clothing in the washing chute, so they hide it beneath the bed since they're too afraid to check to see if it's loaded. The pair eventually receives connect time, which plays messages from their loved ones. After some time has passed, Mike receives a message from his sister informing him of the state of their parents and her. Mike is overjoyed to see his sister, but Kate doesn't want a relationship of her own and becomes alarmed when she sees a video of her father, who is now living in a homeless shelter after being off the streets for good. No matter how much Kate begs, the video won't stop, so she flees to hide behind the bathroom door and sobs. Mike walks over to console her. As Mike confides in him, Kate tells him that she hasn't seen her father in a long time and that she has always told lies to Mike about his identity out of embarrassment for her father's actions, which have cost her the house, her education, and her opportunity to become a normal adult. Just over 2 weeks remain, and Kate continues to spend her days in bed while Mike looks for new hobbies. He makes some meaningless comments about the meal in an attempt to get Kate to eat. He attempts to talk Kate into taking a treat one morning, but she won't part with that cash. Mike should accept his second treat, Kate says, even if it costs $250,000. When he does, Mike is startled to see the door open and a nude woman named Simone walk into the room. Although she was booked for a month, her agency indicated she's likely staying for 24 hours. She's merely an actor getting paid for work that involved signing a bunch of NDAs. She knows nothing about the project. Because Kate finds her presence bothersome, she forces Mike to give her his t-shirt so Simone can at least partially hide. Mike gets even more irritated with Kate when Simone observes and compliments his artwork, even pointing out the influences. When night falls, Simone volunteers to keep awake while the girls sleep, and Mike offers to sleep on the floor. Their effort at politeness irritates Kate, who determines that as long as she sleeps in the center, they can all share the bed. Kate struggled to fall asleep that night. When Kate wakes up in the morning, she believes Simone has left the bed and is in the bathroom. When Kate chooses to accept a reward, she is given a small box containing 3 amusing candies. Mike takes a long time to accept one, while Kate takes one right away and offers Simone one. They start dancing and thrashing about the space together. After some time, Mike starts having horrible hallucinations in which he sees blood all over the place and imagines that his younger brother is falling with him while they are underwater. Mike is brought back to reality by the women, but he is still in a panic, begging to go and saying things about Sean and drowning. After he is dragged back to bed, Kate must console him until he falls asleep. When Simone later wonders what Mike has been talking about, Kate responds that he still feels terrible because Mike's little brother Sean drowned in the family pool when Mike was supposed to be watching him. Mike was under the influence of drugs at the time, which exacerbates his injuries and clarifies his reluctance to take the candy in this instance. When Simone inquires about how the two met, Kate relates wistfully how one rainy day, without an umbrella, Mike came to her and offered to collect all the drips so she wouldn't get wet. Finally waking up, Mike and Simone connect over pain and lost loved ones. Simone tells Mike that she lost her mother when she was a child. When Kate notices Simone comforting Mike by holding his hand, she becomes alarmed, believing Simone is trying to take her lover. This leads to a fight. Simone suggests that perhaps that wasn't what Kate observed, but Kate tries to apologize when Mike yells at them to stop before leaving. Mike isn't feeling well the next morning, but Kate is focusing on other things. Now that Simone is finally gone, there's also a green crayon letter from her thanking Mike for a crazy night on the wall. Mike says that he did nothing, but Kate freaked out and didn't listen. Kate knocks Mike on the ground out of her rage, causing him to cut and bleed on his head, reminding her that he has never cheated on her, not even after she relocated to New York. Mike moves away from her. Kate keeps apologizing, but Mike gets lightheaded from the wound, cutting off their talk. While covering his wound with a towel and bringing him some of the meal shake to put some sugar in his system, Kate reminds Mike that their contract does not allow for medical intervention, even though he genuinely believes he needs a doctor. It turns out that his wound is not too deep and ultimately stops bleeding. Inviting Kate to follow him out, Mike makes the decision to go. But Kate declines, saying that he's always had money, so it's easy for him to talk like this. She even gets the gun to intimidate him into staying. Only a few days before Triumph, Mike finally leaves the room by ignoring her and pushing the button. Kate is inspired to approach the button and weigh her alternatives with just 2 days left after having a panic attack in the shower when she notices the raindrop drawing on the wall. Many months later, Mike spots Kate leaving a building as he is out on a run. Since they haven't seen one another since the room, they decide to go for a walk to catch up. However, Kate avoids Mike's query on whether she won or left the room. She does, however, at least apologize for what transpired. As they leave, it becomes clear that the structure is a homeless shelter. A plaque outside the shelter states that they were able to construct the new kitchen thanks to an anonymous donation. Like and subscribe to our channel for more movie recaps.